What is up? What is up? What is up? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Monday, everybody. How we doing today? What is up? Welcome, everybody. Who we got in here? Miss CC, the sweetest lady on the internet. Let's Miss Becca. Strike first, strike hard. No mercy. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you today? Welcome, welcome. Great weekends, everybody. Hope you all had a great weekend. I know I did. I got to spend my weekend with Miss Isdago. She's still got a little bit of time left on her vacation, and it was a great weekend, guys. It was a great weekend. Wasn't too hot, wasn't too cold. It was nice. Miss Debs, good morning. Welcome. Good to have you here. To all of you that are hanging out back there, not in chat, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate that. Lots to talk about this morning. So much to talk about. As you see by the title, we're going to get into that here once we get a few other people to jump in. It's going to be an interesting subject, that's for sure. Okay. Let's see. We got them coming slowly. Slowly but surely. See, they did check parts of the lake, Becca, but she was found in a reservoir in 14 feet of water, which is very, very shallow considering how deep that lake is. There's a lot to talk about, in my opinion, as far as this goes. My theories, your theories, their theories. There's just a lot to hit on, and this is definitely not a closed case, you guys, for sure. They found her. That's great. No, there's more to talk about for sure. Here we come. Little by little, they're jumping in. And it's still kind of early in some places. I think on the West Coast, it's probably only 8 o'clock or so, or 7 something. So, no strike. She definitely was not, unfortunately. That's a fact, Becca. And that's something else I want to touch on too, because her quote unquote friend made a big comment about that. I know all about drunk driving. See, I think there's more to it than that. And again, these are theories. They're not facts. But we're going to find out what happens here. I was just kind of trying to wait for a few more peeps to jump in here before I got into it. I didn't want to go backwards on it, but AWP is amazing. CC, they have, I think they have something like 38 or 39 cases they've solved thus far because of their services, and that's absolutely amazing. I'm sorry, absolutely amazing, and they're not really looked up upon by law enforcement for whatever reason. You know, they don't look up to them for whatever reasons, and they seem to have do a better job than law enforcement in some senses too. So I don't know. I don't know. Bit crazy. It's a bit crazy. All right, we got a couple more folks jumping in. No, AWP is they're a diving team, Becca. It's called Adventures with Purpose. Initially, they just started going out diving, you know, doing different adventures and so on and so forth. And they started finding things as they're, you know, diving, and decided to kind of change their narrative and do that to help. You know, they've been all over the United States doing this. They've closed cold cases that had been open for 12, 20 years, 18 years, multiple cases they've helped on. So, you know, and the amazing thing, at least I heard this, that the reward money went to them immediately, and they just changed it over and handed it right over to the family. That's absolutely amazing. You know, that's God's work, in my opinion. Because it's not about that. It was about finding this little girl. Unfortunately, you know, she was found this way. And I will say one thing I'm grateful for is that she was found in a short period of time. This didn't go on for 20 years. And her parents had no closure as to what happened. Now, what actually happened, that's what we're going to talk about, you guys. That is the biggest thing that I want to hit on. Because I still feel like there's some crazy shit going on, and there's a decent amount of people in here. So I'm gonna get something rolling here. Yeah, as you guys know, most of you go that
if you shop on Amazon,
this, know that she was found and yesterday. And give me a second here. And this is them pulling the car out of the water. Okay. KCRA News followed this very closely. It took them quite a while because I don't know if when AWP found them, the car was upside down in the water. She was in the vehicle still, okay? And I don't know if they must have rolled the car under the water and then pulled it out. You can see over here. And you see how far offshore it is, right? Now, this whole thing right here, you guys, obviously, this is not a road per se. I mean, it is, but it isn't. You know, to me, it looks like we're going to get into that. We're definitely going to get into that. What's up, Fupa? Welcome. Good to have you here. She was in the back of the vehicle. What's that say? Well, and then again, here's one thing, too. The force of hitting the water, rolling over, could have bounced her around inside there. Okay. So that is an option, but then again, I have a whole theory on this. Channel 10 to life, yeah. Channel 10, 10 to Life is pretty good with stuff, Becca. I follow some of her stuff too. Seat was all tilted back. Okay. Again, it's going to come out, guys. The autopsy's going to proceed. Here's my theory. I still think that Sammy had a lot to do with this. I still think that there was a dark side to this whole scenario. And I think what happened is that this girl possibly, I'll give you a couple scenarios, but the main one, I think that she was given something. She overdosed. She passed away. And they panicked. And they had to do something about it to cover it up. They put her in this car, put it in drive, and let it go down this hill. This is a massive hill right here, you guys, that goes up from here. Straight shot all the way up to the top. That's massive, okay? And just on down the hill, it went. And by the time it hit this right here, even if it was just in neutral and rolled down the hill, that's still a long hill to go. It picked up speed. By the time the front of the car hit the water here, it probably flipped over and ended up over here. And, tides and whatnot floated it over here a little ways, but that's it. I mean, now, like I said, she could have ended up being, forced into the back seat because of the force of the water when she did this, or she was put there to begin with. They all left at the same time. Something happened. And somebody had made a comment, too, that, were they behind her? I don't like this. I don't like this at all. And I really do think that that's a grand possibility as to what happened. I really do. I think that, she was overdosed. They had to hide it because they all would have been held responsible for it, Sammy included. Because guess what conveniently happened, you guys? Sammy's out of town now. Why? Right. Exactly, Fupa. If Sammy she's going to college or whatever she's doing. She's out of town conveniently. Her mother's an attorney. Her dad's a PI. They're keeping her out of the limelight because they know something's wrong. And it's going to all come out. Well, of course she did, Fupa, because she's probably being harassed left and right. It's all going to come out. It is. It's all going to come out. And it's a damn shame. Exactly, she's the one that created the party. She's the one that brought the people to the party. She's the one that advertised and brought the older guys to the party. The drugs, the alcohol. And here's the other thing. Sammy's 18 years old. Kiely was 16. Sammy's going to be tried as an adult because if she filtered her or funneled her this alcohol or drugs, drug dealers are being charged nowadays, guys. If they give somebody drugs to kill them, they're being charged with murder. That's happened in the state that I live in, and it is what it is. So I don't blame them. So yeah, again, this is KCRA News as they're pulling the car up out of the water. And the thing that blows my mind is this 14 feet of water. That's it. It's that shallow. And this has been a couple weeks now. You realize how many boats, people fishing, have gone over top of that spot? This is sad. This is very sad. I feel so bad for the family, the mother, the father, all of them. I do, because this little girl didn't even get a chance to start living her life. She was graduating 2 years early, basically. She was that smart. She had a long, strong future ahead of her, and here we are because somebody was careless. Exactly, Becca. When that autopsy comes out, it's going to be a big slam dunk. I'm telling you right now. Because they were showing, there was fentanyl supposedly, I guess, being passed around. There was another drug. I can't think of the name right off the get. That was passed around. It's almost like a tranquilizer. So I still have my feelings that she was involved, and as well as maybe one or two other people that were involved that probably shouldn't have been there, a little bit older, and yeah, you know, if that's the scenario, then she should go to prison. Why should she have a life when Kiely doesn't have a life? You see my point? It shouldn't happen. So, yeah, that's exactly how I think that happened. I think she came down this massive hill here, and as soon as the front end of the car went down in the water, it flipped it right over because of the force, you know? I hope so as well. I was going to make that exactly, Becca. It doesn't take nothing. Nothing.
Generic Viagra at CVS costs $45 per
fentanyl is that
tablet.
strong, especially with somebody her size. She was so small. Yeah, I would definitely, if I was her mother, I would definitely go towards finding a private medical examiner rather than the local medical examiner, because they'll dig a little deeper and look for a little bit more. I think this is them removing the body here. I can't imagine the parents right now. People ask me sometimes why I'm so sheltering of my son. Here it is right here. 100%, this is it. And I'm not putting any blame on the parents, okay? Again, like I said, I think that this is why, because I think they have to pull the car completely out to remove the body, and they don't want anybody getting any visual of her in the vehicle, which, out of respect, I completely understand that. What was I going to say? I was just getting ready to say something. I lost my train of thought again. I cannot remember. It'll come back here in a minute. For those of you that didn't see or hear this, this is them. They found Kiely Rodni's vehicle with her inside in Prosser Lake Reservoir yesterday. AWP, thank you so much for the job you've done. Absolutely amazing once again. And now it's a waiting game, guys, because toxicology takes a long time, you know that. But I'm not going to let this go until I find out for sure. And I still think, like I said, my theory, I still think that if nobody else, Sammy is 100% involved in this, which is why she jumped in. Now think about this. Let's go back, okay? Every report that was talked about with her was she was so drunk. She was so drunk. She was falling over drunk. She was so drunk. She was so drunk. I think that is kind of like a little bit of a cover, to make it look good. We have to make it sound like she was so drunk that, when they do find her, it'll make sense that, she was so drunk she drove right into the damn lake. Right. Look at the hill, guys. Look at the length of this hill. And imagine the speed that can be gotten from coming down through here. No way. No way did she do this on her own. No way in hell. I'm sorry. Again, for those of you that didn't hear it or may have just popped in here, I think that she was given something which caused an overdose. It panicked the people that gave it to her. They decided because this was going to get dirty and ugly that they had to get rid of her. So they made it look like she was, inebriated and decided to drive off on her own because, again, her dumbass friend left her alone You know, so either way you look at it, her friend is still not a friend. And there she ended up in 14 feet of water. I'm gonna get into that, Becca. I don't think it was it wasn't too far, but here's the thing. Sammy, or not Sammy, but Kiely, I'm sorry, drove into the party in her vehicle. And it's not here, obviously. You know, the party wasn't here. It wasn't right here. It wasn't up here on this hill. It was up quite a ways up, okay? In a campground. And why is she all the way down here? If she drove into the party, she would drive out the same way, okay? This wasn't the entrance to the party, you guys. Not at all. Sorry for that noise. That's the chopper that's doing the filming. But I'm going to look that up here in a moment, Becca, and get some other details for you guys as well. It's just so sad, so sad. There were reports that there was other parties going on. They're trying to, you know, bring up the fact that maybe she went to another party, blah, blah, blah. I don't think so. I don't think so at all. I think she was more worried about getting home to her mother because of the curfew they had, about 200 yards, Fupa says. Okay. So 2 football fields away from where they found her was where the party supposedly was. But again, this is not the entrance to where the campgrounds was. This is not the exit. She drove in and could have driven out on her own if she tried to. But here's the other thing, guys. She was a sensible girl. Obviously, she was smart. You know, she was graduating 2 years early. She's not a dumb person. If she was that inebriated, I don't think she would have tried to drive herself out of there. That's why I think there's something else going on. I really do. Now, I have from the beginning, and I'm going to continue to keep that narrative because it's the only thing that makes sense to me. The only thing. I don't trust anything about storytelling Sammy. Never have, and I'm never going to. And I think it's all going to come out again. Unfortunately, we're going to have to wait for the toxicology report, autopsy, which they are definitely going to do. Okay, you know, there's no 2 ways around that one.
Getting outside.
But
Your choice of club, they redeemed. Am I your choice?
That's going to be solid proof right there. And then they're going to get into, you know, they tried to say, well, it doesn't matter about the drugs and this and that, you know. That's true then, but it's going to now. It's definitely going to now. Yeah, this is definitely fishy, and there's a bad stink, Fupa, a real bad stink. So, let me see here. One second, everybody. Let's see here.
We'll be talking about the USF contest, and we'll be talking about also my theory on Kiely Rodni's part of the trip.
Oh yeah, absolutely, Cece. I think her parents took her and they got her away from here because of. All right, where are we at here?
Breaking news tonight in common.
There's a little bit of a closer video for you guys to see. Sorry, that other one was the aerial view. This is right there in front. It's still aerial, but they're a little closer here. Again, Prosser Lake Reservoir.
Well, Rodney went missing more than 2 weeks ago and a body inside it. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Marley Ginter.
And I'm Steve Lars. Tonight, the Placer Sheriff's Office confirming a body is found inside that vehicle. They have not ID'd it yet.
CBS 13's Brady Home Live is live in Truckee with what we know right now. Brady?
Well, guys, I'm on the east side of Prosser Lake, and just behind me, just about a half a mile across the lake, is where law enforcement have gathered. Investigators revealed the vehicle from beneath the surface of the lake, slowly pulling it to shore, appearing to be a silver Honda CR-V, the same one Kiely Rodni was driving the night she disappeared. Right now, they're trying to determine whether the body found inside is, in fact, Kiely Rodni. They first arrived at the Prosser family campground around 4 p.m. this afternoon. They pulled the car out of the lake just before 8 p.m. this evening. It appears they set up a command post on the west shore of the lake where the dive team originally found the car. Now, this all started after a specialty dive team called Adventures with Purpose posted on Facebook that they found Rodni's vehicle 14 feet underwater with a body inside. Law enforcement and Rodni's family were notified soon after. The 16-year-old has been missing since August 6th, and she was last seen at a party at the Prosser family campground just outside of Truckee. Search and rescue teams have spent the last 2 weeks searching for her. Several law enforcement agencies were involved, including the FBI. So far, they have received more than 1,800 tips from the public. Now, the Placer County Sheriff's Office has not yet identified the body that they found inside, but they do plan to have a press conference tomorrow at 11 a.m. We'll keep you updated on air and online at CBS13.com. Guys?
All right, Brady, thank you for
that.
that.
Yeah, because the front window, the driver's side window is busted out. The mirror's busted off. There's a dent right there on the driver's side as well. So, yes, I kind of wanted to know that myself. Imagine if they don't find water in her lungs. Well, yeah, that's what I want to know. If there is no water in her lungs, that means she was deceased before she went into the water. Okay. There's the issue. There is the issue. And that's when the investigation will start for sure. They're not going to let this one go. It's not going to go cold like that. They're going to figure out exactly what happened, when it's going to happen, or when it happened, I should say. Yeah, I have that set to go. AWP is going live in 73 minutes. If we're still on here, I will bring it up for you guys to watch. We can watch it together. That's exactly it, Fupa. If she overdosed and wasn't dead yet, that cold water would have woke her up. Exactly. And she could have gotten out of the vehicle. That's the thing. I think she was already gone and they had to get rid of her somehow. And that's what they did. Right. Exactly.
Another case that is
and it's not just another little quick thing, like clockwork. It's crazy. Another girl's gone missing, 22 years old. They find her, and there's another one that's gone missing. So I'm gonna be looking into that as well. But I don't know. This is just dirty to me, guys. 100% dirty. There's something not right about this, and I'm not gonna let that go. Not at all. Not until somebody proves me wrong. And if somebody proves me wrong, I'll be the first person to say, "Yep, I was wrong. My apologies." But I don't think I am. Sorry, but I don't. Is there any way to see if the car was drove in on purpose? It depends on how it's set up inside the car. Back, like if somebody, obviously if somebody stuck her in the car, put a brick on the gas pedal or something, you'll see that, that's evident. If not, if somebody just, threw the car in neutral at the top of the hill, let it roll, boom. You know, they're going to look for what's that? Yeah, right. You know, they're going to look for fingerprints and stuff inside the vehicle, obviously, but you know, it was a very steep hill. You know, that's going to bring a velocity for the vehicle to come down the hill. They could have threw it in neutral, you know, and just let it go from the top of the hill and, you know, all the way down the hill. As soon as it hits that water, it flips upside down, boom. Yeah, they've done stuff like this before, and they're going to be looking deep into this. Good morning, Miss Caitlin. Good to have you here, hon. Thanks for jumping in. Appreciate you. They're going to figure it out, you guys. They have to now because AWP has made law enforcement look bad in a way. They have to clean up, you know, their end of things and make this right. So, and they have, you know, law enforcement was all over that water looking for her. Thank you so much, Caitlin. I appreciate that so much. But they were all over the water looking for her. And nothing. These guys come in within a day and boom. They went into one other body of water, I believe it was. They were eliminating them one by one by one. They went into this place and here it is. Within, you know, a matter of a couple hours, it is ridiculous. So it all. That's right, Becca. I mean, they've been on this for what, 2 weeks now? These people come in within a day or so and they're done? Come on. That doesn't look good at all. That's exactly it, Strike. But here's my issue. That's what I want to know. I want to know if she was seat belted into the back seat. If she was, we know that wasn't right. And if she's not, and she was just in the back seat, then, like I said, the velocity of the water, the force of her hitting the water, could have pushed her into the back seat, you know, and pushed that seat back. Now, like I said, if they pull her out and she seat belted into that back seat, guess what? She couldn't have done that herself, and she sure as hell couldn't have drove the car down that hill from the back seat. Here's the thing. It could have went one of two ways, Becca. They could have just let it go. It's such a vast area there and a wide range area. They could have just let it go down the hill in neutral. She'd have rolled down that hill straight into that water. One way or another, she was hitting that water because that opening there is so wide. Or somebody could have driven the car down the hill and jumped out at the very end. Who knows? You know? You don't know. But we're going to find out. I don't either. Fupa. I was talking about that the other night. I don't think Sammy was drunk. Not as drunk as she said she was. Because she remembers too many things. She was commenting on too many things that are highly detailed things that you're not going to remember as being a drunk person. I'm sorry. No way in hell. No. You can't. I've been drunk. We've all been drunk at one point in time, I'm sure. You're not going to remember these things, especially with her saying she was inebriated as well. Bullshit. I don't believe that to save my life. I'm sorry. And then that's what it could be too, Becca. It could be. It just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't at all. There was too many things that are off about it. You know, if it was just a, you know, horrible accident that happened, she had too much to drink, then yes. And I'll say it, you know. But here's the thing. Kiely came off way too responsible to be the girl that did that. You see what I'm saying? The relationship she had with her mother, the conversations that she had with her mother, she was very trustworthy, according to her mother. And I'm sorry, but, you know, if she doesn't come off as the party type, you know, I'm not the crazy ass party girl, you know, drinking all the time, that. She graduated 2 years early, guys. Come on. You got to have some kind of sense to do something like that. Okay? Exactly. Sammy, it's very suspicious, the whole thing, you know. But I'll take any outcome. The whole point is the poor girl's gone. Didn't have a chance to live her life, you know. We never know. She could have been a senator, a doctor, a neurosurgeon, any of that, and nobody ever had the chance to know that because her life was ended at 16 years old. It's disgustingly sad, and there's no reason for it. None at all. It's very sad. Why did Sammy have so many slip-ups and inconsistencies? Exactly. I agree with you, Fupa. I do. You know, it just, the whole thing is bad. The whole thing is bad. We still have over an hour for AWP, so I wanted to bring up something else for you guys to see here. Oh, right now especially. What I want to see is them interview, and they won't. I'd like to see them interview them now and talk to them about Kiely being found. That's the interview I want to watch. I want to see the body language. I want to hear what they say. All of that. Now that she's been found.
Delissa is last seen inside the 8 body of London. So she misses a call a minute before, placing her, leaving her house. If her house is only 10 minutes away,
All right, let me see here.
I really don't know how far her house is from this AMPM. All we know is what direction it is, right?
If I was truly innocent, I wouldn't delete my social media after my best friend was found, but that's just me. Exactly. I would be so forthcoming. If I had nothing to do with anything, I would throw myself at the whole situation. Obviously, we know they weren't best friends. That was a lie. They hadn't known each other that long. She just wanted to put herself out in front of everything to, in my opinion, to, absolve any kind of guilt that may have been thrown at her. Look, me, I'm here. I'm helping. I'm involved. I'm leading this. I'm doing that. She was my best friend. You know, that's what I think that was all about. So, let me see something. I don't know. I feel bad. Her boyfriend is distraught as well. This whole situation is just bad. Okay. Hold on a minute, guys.
Watch this.
Nope, not that. Okay, go on and do your thing. Let that play out. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't delete, anything. Because that just makes you look guilty. All right. Let's look at the drone footage from Prosser Reservoir. All right. Okay. That's the drone footage of the reservoir where they found her. I just want you guys to see how vast this area is, how Okay. All right. This is where the party location was. Okay. And where she was found, as compared to where she was found, I should say. I hope they do find her phone. And again, they said her phone was turned off, remember? It wasn't that the water did it. Her phone was turned off before obviously her phone was turned off before she went into the water. That's what I'm trying to say. They're going to get it time of death, hopefully. And that's going to coincide with when the phone was turned off before she went into the water, so on and so forth. That's when everything's going to start coming together. But just look at how vast and how huge this area is, you guys. I mean, it's unbelievably massive, you know. And like I said, there's a huge hill, mountain per se. Oh, I bet you they shut them parties down, like, as of right now, Becca. This will never happen again, I can promise you that. Not like this, at least. And you know what, you guys? I'm just going to say this. At the very least, if Sammy had nothing to do with, you know, her going into the water, drugs, this and that, and at the very, very least, she's guilty of leaving her friend alone, being that intoxicated with strange people to drive herself home, and got into this situation. That's what she's guilty of at the very, very least. So regardless of what the outcome is, she's still guilty in my mind of at least that. Okay. At the very least that. You don't leave your friend in a situation like that. You know, her saying that, you know, I realized that she was my ride home, and then I realized that she was too drunk to drive me home. That's when you, in turn, as not even a friend, a human being, say, all right, Kiely, let's leave your car here. Come with me. We'll come back and get your car tomorrow, which her mother, again, would have, you know, appreciated. Anybody would. And you leave. You drive her home safely. When she wakes up with a hangover in the morning, going to Starbucks, as they were going to do, you go pick up her car, and she's still here alive with us, guys. But no, that didn't happen. So at the very, very least, Sammy's guilty of that, which is still a lot of guilt. Yeah, this place is so massive. I mean, so big. This is very sad. So sorry to the family and her boyfriend and her real friends, her actual real friends. We obviously know the answer to that now. Yeah, I just wanted you guys to see that area, how vast it was, and the water, and, you know, there should be more police presence in that area. I would say, especially for these reasons, you know, a lot more police presence. I don't understand that at all. Makes no sense to me whatsoever. It's absolutely ridiculous. We're past that now. Oh, there's that. So no, I don't know. This is just a bad situation all the way around. Completely.
We don't know, and I don't want to put any bad light on Jalissa. I don't know if she parked it perfectly well. Not everybody.
Yeah, that other girl, just so you guys know, the other one that went missing is 22 years old. That was from Selma, California. Her name is Jolissa Fuentes. Um, you know, we can get into that here a little bit later. I was just giving you some names and where it happened at. Doug had a lot to say about this scenario. Let's see. I don't know. This is just something's not right at all. Sammy was either jealous or had hatred towards Kylie. But see, I'm telling you, it gives me the Mean Girls like vibe. It really does. The whole time it has. From the first time I heard Sammy speak, I got that Mean Girl vibe from her. I really did. It's ridiculous. And there could have been a whole lot of that too, you know, for sure. Let me see. I think Doug from No Thanks brought up. That's I'm gonna show you guys that the whole campground area and all that kind of stuff. As always, again, guys, if you haven't, please subscribe to No Thanks Investigates and Crime and Justice with Fran. They're great. You know, they gave me a shout out too, got me some more subs, and just they know what they're doing over there. Great people, great info, you know, and they're very thorough. So, but yeah, this is what Doug had put up. I think this was out 16 hours ago, and this shows a whole map like area, not map per se, but like area of where the whole campground and everything was.
But I mean, if it's only 14 feet of water, it couldn't have been a lake. Lakes are much deeper than that. Unless she was just at the very edge of it.
Right.
Bad vibe, CC. Very bad vibe.
All right, I'm going to fast forward to the bodies of water here in a second.
Excuse me, guys. I'll be right back. I got to use little boy's room.
next, but I don't know where they were going from there.
Right.
Yes, Mountain Girl. That looks like nasty.
This is still the campground area.
Great.
Cold morning began before
Kiely Rodni.
I don't want to find her. I want to be able to clear all this water and be able to tell the family she's not here.
Now to a Fox 40 News exclusive. This unique dive team searching through the crystal clear waters of Donner Lake for 16-year-old Kiely Rodni. The team specializing in tracking cold cases free of charge, and they came from miles away to help solve her mysterious disappearance, now 2 weeks after she went missing. Starting early today, Fox 40's Rowena Shaddix was the only reporter with those divers through their hours-long investigation. She shows us what they were doing in hopes of discovering clues about where the missing team may have gone.
the cold morning began before 8 o'clock with Adventures with Purpose, a search and rescue dive team assisting the challenge ahead at Donner Lake. Originally from Oregon, the team has millions of followers on their YouTube channel and are known for traveling around the country for a special purpose.
Okay, so Kiely has been found at the campground. Let's go back to the campground. All right. We'll see exactly where the body of water is. It's captured here then. Courtesy of SF Investigates on Twitter. All right, so the campsite has to be the Chipmunk Hill part that they were at, because there's a lot of roads in and out, and they're twisty and
All right,
curvy.
guys, I'm back.
And I think the only way that she could have hit water was going the back roads.
Right. I mean, if she made a wrong turn going out of there, there is one road that goes straight onto the boat ramp and off into the water if it's that Prosser Lake Reservoir.
Well, right. I don't think she was doing it, though.
So this is the campground area. These are all the roads. This is where Kiely would have driven her car the last time, you guys.
Exactly.
Now you know why Sammy felt so bad. She left her friend, and she knew this is probably what happened.
Thank you, Doug.
Yeah, it's normal for a car to flip over. Once they're in the water and the inside fills up with water, it's naturally going to turn over.
So this is the whole campground area, all the roads in and out. You guys will see where they camped, where they were partying. It is in this video.
That's why I'm showing this to you guys. I want you guys to see that in reference to where she was found at. It's just this is unbelievable, you know. It really is.
So Adventures with a Purpose apparently found the car at the Prosser Lake.
I just can't. I can't imagine. I can't.
You'll see the roads that took out of here.
And unfortunately, this is going to take some time.
This is the kind of stuff that happens in these cases, guys. And I'm so happy that we don't have to wait 25 years.
Yeah, right.
15 years, 28 years, 12 years. Like we've seen Adventures with a Purpose have to, you know, they only usually do those cold cases, right? These cases that are, and so for some reason they got some tips, told them to go here.
Well, and what it was they were one by one, like I think I said this once, they were eliminating the bodies of water that were so close to that campground, one by one by one. They had already went in to one place, eliminated that. They moved into this place, and here we are. It just doesn't make sense to me why law enforcement couldn't do this. Why law enforcement didn't do this a couple hundred yards from the campsite where the party was. This should have been one of the first places that was looked at, and should have been in 14 feet of water is nothing. That's like a swimming pool depth. You know what I'm saying? Just a little above a swimming pool depth. And I'm surprised that obviously the car was probably just barely under that water. And the aerial, search should have seen that as well. If they would have, I mean, the water's kind of dense and dark to look through. I get that, but like, I just don't understand. I don't understand at all.
They're very good at what they do.
AWP
I'm
is
thankful that they
amazing.
were able to go out there and
Amazing.
do this, where whatever water search people they had go in there initially couldn't find her. I don't understand that. I mean, she's only in 14 feet of water. It took them less than a day to find her.
Exactly.
I don't understand how they were out there for days and found nothing.
Exactly.
But maybe they should teach a class to those searchers.
And maybe
so that
law
they can get
enforcement
updated
should,
on what
law
to look
enforcement
for
needs
so that they can
to,
get better at what they're doing.
law enforcement needs to give AWP a little more props than what they do. They really don't. They're not appreciated and or respected by law enforcement anywhere near as much as they should be, which is this is proof. I mean, again, how many cases have they solved? 30, 39, 40 different cases, cold cases, new cases. Come on. It's time to give them their just desserts. They need to, I think they need to start funding them. They're privately funded by themselves. I think law enforcement should start funding them. They've solved how many cases for law enforcement? It's that time, you guys. I'm sorry, but it is.
I mean, I appreciate their efforts, but maybe they need a little extra training to be able to find people like this.
Exactly.
Right.
Does anybody have any input or any?
Trying to get you some updated video right now, you guys.
Oh, absolutely,
Also,
Febreze.
It is
Absolutely.
sad, I know. I
Or
mean,
Fupa, I'm sorry.
I know we all wanted her to be found, but not like this.
Man, I wanted her found anyway. I didn't care how she was found. I wanted her found, to be honest with
I
you.
know.
These people don't want to find anything. Man, what do we want to never find them then? You can't
No, I
have.
mean,
That's where
I
you
know
gotta
that.
have. That's where you can't. If you can't take the loss. Like I did something 6 months in. Like, how are you gonna feel when we find Summer Wells? Like you gotta understand that there's never a good ending to these cases.
Very, very
mean,
rarely.
very small
Very
percentage.
rarely.
It's not, but I mean, it's different. When
It's very rare.
reality.
Again,
It's still sad.
if we go back to the girls,
Lindsay wanted to find her daughter. She's now
Of course
found
she
her.
did.
She's now has answers, and this mother nightmare can slowly start to come to an end of searching, and she could start the repair and the help.
The
Try to get her
healing- the
life
healing
back. It's not going
process.
to be easy. That's for damn
it's going
sure.
to take a long time,
No,
if ever.
It's not at all.
But there are few cases,
I got
very
some
few
new video
cases
of the
that
lake
end
creek
well in this type of situation.
no, I mean, no, we just gonna
Law enforcement definitely needs an
figure out
upgrade.
how
Like
she
I said,
managed to get off in there. And
instead of ridiculing AWP as law enforcement has done in the past, bring them on board, give them the financing they need, give them the funding that they need to do this, and let them work with you, work together with them, not against them, and make this happen. Okay, there's so many more things that could be resolved in such a shorter period of time to give these families of these people that have gone missing the closure that they deserve and need a lot sooner than some of these cold cases that have gone on for 12 and 20 and 18 years. I mean, come on. Some of these families have sat for 18 years, some 20 years, thinking that there's a possibility that their loved one is still alive somewhere, and they haven't been for probably from the day they went missing until that 20-year mark. That's sad. that's horrible. That's not a life to live, you know, to have to think and feel that way on a regular basis for 20 years. Now, come on. No. Now, again, if law enforcement would work together with groups like this, boom, boom, boom. Here we are. It took a day to find this girl when they got involved. One day. And they were doing something else, I believe, and turned around and came back this way, you know, on a dime to come help to look to find this girl. And here we are. So again, props to AWP. Amazing, amazing work, guys. Amazing work.
And nobody's seen anything. I mean, that's.
I mean, I really hope when they find her car and they get in there that her pedal isn't, you know, roped down or something to make her go into the water, right? Like, we don't know the circumstances of her death yet. We don't know the COD or MOD yet. It might not even be a drowning. It might have been an OD already, right? We'll be able to know if she was breathing when she went into the water because there'll be water in her lungs.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to take days, maybe even weeks.
It's going to take months for toxicology to come back. Usually, toxicology reports take forever.
Right. And who's to say that something bad didn't happen before that? And then
now the autopsy is going to show immediately if there was water in her lungs, and they can do a preliminary test on, you know, what drugs possible were in there, and any other, you know, if there was a, you know, trauma, a gunshot per se, not saying that happened, but, you know, these in the past, these have happened. You know, an autopsy can show gunshot wounds, stab wounds, you know, blunt force trauma to the head, things like that. If any of that were to happen, you know, that's going to be right there immediately. But the thing we're going to have to wait the longest for is the actual toxicology reports to come back to show what she had in her system, which, you know, is going to kind of put the icing on the case, unfortunately. But hopefully the autopsy report will come back within a few days and we'll know that.
She was thrown into the water with her car. I mean, I would hope that it happened naturally, you know what I'm saying? And there was no assaults or anything before that.
Right.
Hopefully.
Right.
But there are.
The car ended up upside down. She might have rolled down a hill, rolled down a little, because there's like train tracks over there too. And I had all this stuff. I put together like an hour video for you guys.
Yeah, but there's no damage to the car. If she would have rolled down a hill like that, you guys, the car would have been beat to hell. The roof would have been caved in. The sides would have been dented up. More than one window would have been broken. You know, as a retired firefighter, I've seen multiple accident scenes. I've actually been on a couple where that kind of thing has happened, where cars have rolled down into ravines. Not even the distance of, you know, that this one has, just short distances. You know, a car rolling off of a freeway into a ravine, a very, like, you know, an 8-foot distance, beats the shit out of the car. You know, rolling over on the roof would have caved the roof in, busted the windshield possibly, and or other windows, and none of her car didn't look like that at all. The driver's side windows busted out. We don't know yet how that happened. The mirror was busted off, and there was a dent, a small dent by the fender where the door opens up on the driver's side. That's really it. That's not a lot of damage. Okay, so, you know, it could have been, you know, once she rolled over, that could have done that damage. There could have been a rock under the water. I don't want to think about, you know, the fact that she could have been conscious still and busted the window out from the inside trying to get out of the vehicle, and it was too late. You know, I hope to God that didn't happen, which means she was suffering trying to get out of the vehicle, you know. But I want to know if AWP broke the window to try to visualize her in the car to see the situation. You know, there was somebody had said that she was in the back seat of the car. And if she is, I want to know, like I said earlier, if she's seat belted into the car, if she was just sitting back there, the seat was reclined. I want to know all of those details. That's what I want to know. So,
her friend should have never let her drive.
That's the biggest thing right there. The
The
biggest
friends all
thing.
left her there.
I don't,
Again, I'm gonna say this
I
They all
don't
again.
left
really
her there.
find it.
Who
Yeah.
knows where her phone? What happened to her phone? Actually, if the phone was even working.
That's my issue right there.
Well, I mean, if her phone was in the car, it wouldn't.
Let's go back to that, okay? They were saying when they did the last ping for her phone that the phone was turned off. They had been charging the phones in her vehicle at such and such a time, roughly, okay? And the phone was turned off at one point. Your phone doesn't turn off when you go underwater. It just gets wet, okay? Some of these phones are waterproof to a depth, I think it is. Well, that was only 14 foot of water. I don't know what kind of phone she had. I don't know the scenario yet with that, but the way it looks to me is that the phone was turned off before, there's somebody may have texted that text to her mother and or the other whatever to make it look good, the one that was sent supposedly to Sammy. And then again, like I said, she was overdosed, passed away. They put her in the car, turned the phone off after they did those tests, and let her go down into the water. This is my theory again, because like I said, the water's not going to turn the phone off. It will get wet eventually, and probably, short it out, whatever it is, depending on the type of phone it is, and so on and so forth. So all these things are going to come into effect, and we're going to have to see all of these things.
Into the water with her. That explains why it got shut off. I mean, yeah, phones are waterproof. If you drop them and pick them back up, but if they stay submerged for a period of time, they're gonna shut off.
I have to look at the title again. What do we do? I changed the title like twice while I was on here with you guys. Let me check the title, because Adventures with a Purpose got their wish originally when I played that news clip. The first thing he said is, we didn't want to find her, and we didn't. And that was in the reservoir and in Boca also, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna pull up that new video for you guys too.
Yeah, I mean it's
So
not
see-
unusual for a car to flip upside down when it's in the water, y'all. I mean, it happens.
Yeah, or if it rolled, it could have rolled and ended up upside down. And if you don't have your windows down, then once you're in the water, you ain't rolling them down. There's no way to do it.
Thank you so much,
Only way to
Heather
get
Smith,
out
for
successfully
subscribing. I
is that to
appreciate
be able
you.
to cut your seatbelt. Here's the campground area. See the lakes? A lot of different bodies of water. Upside down, maybe should go
About 30 minutes
or something.
AWP is going to be doing their press conference, and I want to bring that to you guys too.
I don't know. The one thing I keep thinking about is there's that one road that takes you straight off in that boat ramp. If she turned the
I'm
wrong
pulling
way
up Prosser
going
Lake
out,
right now, you guys. Prosser Lake's pulling up right now. Just downloaded it. Give me a second. This is like the camping area. This is where a lot of the people were going in and out, apparently.
I mean, it happens, y'all. Unfortunately, look at that case that we were just looking at the other day out of Reno, where that couple was missing.
That's exactly how they were found.
100 feet from where their last phone ping was. They had wrecked and rolled their car down an embankment. And everybody out there searching along that road never saw them. They didn't see them until days later.
I want to be able to clear all this water and be able to tell the family she's not here.
Now to a Fox 40 News exclusive.
All right, you guys, check it out. Here's Prosser Lake. Wouldn't let me download fast enough, so here. See, that's probably where she went in, somewhere around that area.
She couldn't have went in there. She went in the east side of the lake. Just look at how vast that is, though, you guys. That's crazy. You know, she came down that there was a hill that led right into where her car was. So, and it was huge. It went up quite a ways. So,
Probably going over that bridge or something. Right there. Rolled off into the embankment.
I don't think that's how that happened. Not at all. Like I said, if she would have rolled, or first of all crashed,
Across her lake,
wrecked into something, or rolled down a hill, or whatever, rolled over somewhere, there would have been a lot more damage to her car. There was very, very minimal damage to her vehicle, guys.
her car was found.
Very, very minimal. Like I said, the driver's side window's busted out. We don't know how that happened yet. That's why I want to hear what AWP has to say. There was a mirror busted and a little dent right there, like below the mirror. That's it. Which could have been a rock.
Is Prosser Creek Dam near Prosser
Anything.
Lake?
Yeah, Prosser Creek Reservoir is where she was found. So yes.
I'm not 100% sure.
There's Prosser Lake again. All right, cool.
There it is. I did hear that, Poopa.
So I'm like curious, was there like a second party? And I know people were thinking there was a pre-party, but everybody mass exodus at 12:30. I'm assuming everybody went to another party after there. I think there was an after party, and this could have been the aftermath of the after party. So I can't tell if
yeah, I did hear that, Poopa. I'm not putting any faith into that. They trolled so much over there. It is what it is. We'll see what happens. That's all I can say. Right. I mean, I don't know of it being a lie. There's so much manipulation that comes from over that way that who knows. You know, I'm not putting any faith into any of that until I see for sure 100% some kind of proof of whatever the situation is, and then we can talk about it then. But it really, I don't put too much into it, guys.
if Kiely Rodni went to another party, somebody could have taken her and her car.
I'll be right back, guys.
Let's look at the bodies of waters that they could have been in, and then we can eliminate the ones that they didn't find her in.
Right.
Right now. All right. So sad. It's like
Yes, I mean,
Did I go
we all
backwards?
wanted
Did
her,
that go
we all
backwards?
wanted her to be found, but
It did. Hold on, guys.
yeah, on how to.
she should have brought her with her and left her car. Hey, yeah, I blame Sammy 100%. Sammy should feel like hell right now
There we go.
with them.
Yeah, I'm
Like
100%
they said, they
with
made
him
it a
on
point.
that.
They said they're not working with us in the news. And the people who are not working with them found her like that. 2 days, not even 2 days.
Exactly.
This girl could have been missing a whole hell of a lot longer had we just left all 16 entities or whatever was on this case. Right? Well, we had Placer Fire, Placer County Sheriffs, the FBI. Thank God for Adventures with a Purpose. I'll tell you that.
Exactly. Had they not went out there and looked, there's no telling how long she would have been out there before anybody found it.
14 feet of water, like at Prosser Lake, do people not go fishing out there?
There was actually people out there boating and kayaking and stuff yesterday on the
How do you miss a car 1,400 feet underwater? It's clear.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I don't understand. I don't know how. I mean, if she was in like Donner Lake that's over 300 feet deep, I get it. But 14 feet of water, that's right there. I mean, it's basically right in your face. How do they not see that?
Let's blame them and let them grieve. We shouldn't shame anyone. No, I shame Sammy 100%. She should have never let her 16-year-old friend drink. She should have never let her 16-year-old friend stay there alone and ditch her. Yeah, I blame Sammy 100%. Sammy should feel like hell right now.
Yeah, but she
was smiling and giggly and like, I just want to hug her. Yeah, well, go hug her. You have your chance now. She's in a body bag. Sammy, you should feel like shit.
She's not the only one that let her friend down, though. I mean, look at all
the time. She was.
Look at all the other people that were out there.
Max didn't say she was sharing alcohol with her. Max didn't say I was doing drugs with her. No. Max left with her boyfriend and didn't plan on staying there. Max didn't do anything wrong. Sammy, on the other hand, not only wanted to stay later at a party she felt was too big and too crazy, but she made that girl who thought she was her ride stay there longer and drink more, and then left an hour later after ditching her. That's what Sammy did.
Right. I mean, and she said it out of her own words that Kiely was too drunk to drive me home, so I found somebody else. Well,
she didn't go and find Kiely. She didn't go and find Kiely and said, I'm going with someone else either. She left her there to get even more. And she should have brought her with her and left her car. Hey, we have a ride. You can come get your car in the morning before you go camping. She's a smart girl. I figured she would just sleep there. You figured she wouldn't drive then. You figured she would be left stranded there when she actually got a later curfew for you from her mom. Right. And Sammy also said that she lied to her mom and she planned on getting screwed up. And the whole text messages was to get a later extension. Right. Saying, I can't find my friend.
I think that's all part of Sammy's narrative to make this story work.
She literally couldn't find her friend because, you know what? That's probably true. Sammy, you left her. It wasn't a lie to stay out later. Nice one, Sammy. That's what you said, though, in your interview. It was a lie to get her out later. No, it was a lie to keep you out.
Exactly.
And you really couldn't. It wasn't even a lie. She couldn't find you. You just never came back at the meeting spot when you guys were supposed to leave. Yeah, Sammy should feel like shit.
Well, here's this too.
She should come back from college because she's probably going to get charged for something.
Here's the thing. Okay. She said that, but then she said that Kiely called her and said, hey, do you still need a ride? Which one is it? Which story is it, Sammy? You know, storytelling Sammy. Which story is it? Did she call you or did you meet up with her? And that's how it happened, because no, I don't believe that.
Well, that's what I want to know now. I want to know when do they come to the point of starting to round up all the people that were bringing the alcohol and pushing the alcohol on Kiely and everybody else that was underage at this party. Because, they said it wasn't an issue before, but to me it is an issue. It is one now, and it wasn't from the beginning.
Sammy could have came forward for the Hellcat.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, but as far as that goes, Sammy may not have known exactly where she was at. Remember, she ditched her. She went off and left her, so she would know.
I don't think that's the case.
See, my thing was this. My thing was that two things could have happened. One, she OD'd and people had to get rid of her in her car and cover it up so nobody else gets in trouble. Right. Two, she ended up in water. But how? I thought her and her car would be separated if, in fact, some shady shit was going on with drugs or alcohol or this or that. If she's, in fact, in her car, it would make sense that she, in fact, drove herself into the water.
Absolutely,
she did it.
Poopa.
Nobody was in the car with her when she did this. She drove into the water. But where did she come from? Right? I want to know what happened after that party. Where did she go after that party? Obviously, something happened after that party. Either she stayed there really, really late looking for her friend and going through all these different odd people who were in there.
Or somebody got a hold of her Here's another option too, you guys. With all these older men, I had thrown this out before when we first started looking at this case. With these older men, one of these guys could have been interested in her, realized how fucked up she was, and took advantage of the situation. And, in that sense, as disgusting as it is to think about that, decided it's easier just to get rid of the evidence from what just happened. And, let's get rid of the body, And again, I hate to talk about this, but if there is any kind of, when they do the autopsy, I'm sure they're going to check every part of her. If there was any type of an SA situation, that's going to get brought out too. That's going to open a whole new door to this investigation, you guys. If that were to happen, and then here's the things, Kiely doesn't come off as somebody that's bouncing around sleeping with guys. Her and this guy that weren't together for a short period of time here. That was her boyfriend. He was very close to the family. He's completely distraught. Drove 3 hours to be here to look for her. I mean, come on. So if that's something that comes out when they do the autopsy, there's a whole new door that got opened. You know what I'm saying? That's something else that can be looked at as well.
Who knows what happened to her, right? We don't know.
Right.
Maybe she drove out in a panic and she was a little intoxicated and trying to get home fast, and because her mom said she knows the road, she wouldn't crash.
Well, that's what I said. I mean, that there's one road that takes you straight into that lake. If you make the wrong turn, if you take a right instead of going left, it's going to take you straight down and into the lake. It dead ends right into the lake. So if she's coming out of that party spot,
but with that, I find that hard to believe. You got your headlights on, probably your brights if it's dark, okay, intoxicated or not. You're not going to drive right into a damn lake, okay? You're going to come up on that water, see it stop, and get out of the vehicle or turn around, okay? Intoxicated or not. Come on. Like, let's think about that for a minute. Unless she was completely passed out, sleeping, or deceased already. You're not going to drive into a huge body of water like that. Your lights are going to reflect off that water. You're going to see it's a huge body of water. Not to mention she's from there. Okay, she knows this area. She's been to that area multiple times. Her mother said she knows the roads there, this, that, everything else. And her friends have said, that she knows that. And it was dark. Of course, Becca, it was dark. Like I said, she's going to have her lights on, her brights on her car. I think you're going to see this huge body of water. The road looks different. Okay. The road looks different than water. You're going to see that, and it either stop. Once the car hits the water, you're going to stop, try to back up, or just stop, period, and get out of the car. And like I said, unless she was dosed, which was something I had said before, there's a grand possibility she was, because somebody wanted to take advantage of her. There was multiple people in and out of her car charging their phones, remember? Any given time, anybody could have given her something. If she's carrying a drink around in her cup, they could have dosed her that way. They could have just given her something and told her it was something else. Of course, her response time, I'm thinking of that too, Becca. It could be delayed, but once you hit water, if you're alert and you're with it, we'll say this: if you're alert and you're with it, even if you're drunk, okay. Well, I mean, I guess there is a possibility that if you're not, it takes time for that car to go down into that water. Okay, unless she was flying, which I don't see at nighttime, especially if you're intoxicated. There's no way, with the way those roads are, there's no way she was flying. And because the way the car's upside down, the car had to hit the water to flip over. And it was flipped over end to end. It wasn't on the side. It was flipped end to end. Okay. Like as it came down the hill, it just went boof and flipped over. I mean, that's a whole different scenario, but I don't know. I don't know. There's a very big chance that this is nothing more than she was highly intoxicated, made a wrong turn, made a bad judgment, and yeah, that's what happened. But let's go back again. I still hold Sammy responsible for leaving her 100%. If nothing more, that girl is responsible for that at the very minimum.
He misses that turn, she's going straight off into the lake.
AWP should get the Hellcat. They found Kiely. Ryan should gift them that Hellcat,
I don't think they care about that, but
or whoever gave them that lead to go get it, because whoever helped find the answer to find Kiely got the Hellcat. And they should get the reward, right? And I'm pretty sure they get the
they
reward.
did get the reward, and they donated it to the family immediately. So, you know, that's
I mean,
Why wouldn't they?
honestly, if it were me, I would accept it. I wouldn't do it, but I mean, that's on them.
Either, well, if they accept it, look what they're doing. You and I, as YouTubers who sit behind a desk with that kind of money accepting it, that would be BS.
Right.
But them out there paying for all that technology and all that equipment and everything they have to do to find more missing people, by
Right.
all means, put that back in your pockets or into your nonprofit, because I'm sure they have a nonprofit at some point. I'm sure they're not just, you know what I'm saying? There's some
Right.
kind of,
I mean, that's, yeah, you got a point there. That's
these guys, these people, yeah, they deserve it 100%. Whatever they get, they should get every accolade. They should get everything that they should get from finding her. Anything that was promised, those people should get.
right. I mean, and it should prove
And have no bearing on how our thoughts are on that. Like, again, if we're at armchair detectives and we take a finder's fee or money for a reward for finding someone, that's when I look down on that.
mm-hmm.
for sure.
Something I wouldn't.
I wouldn't accept blood money, but that's not blood money. That's their money to continue to find more people like this. And now they have, what, 29 under their belt in the last 2 years? Yeah. I'd be willing to invest in that.
They also said
thought it was higher than that,
yesterday that when they wrapped up with Kiely Rodni, they're gonna go look for the other woman that's missing from California.
That's the one I put up on the screen, I believe her name is.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're gonna go try to find her next.
I believe it's no excuse for them to miss that in the water. I can't believe that the cops and their dive teams missed this. How far into the water could she have gotten? Not very far to roll.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this whole area is surrounded by nothing but water, you guys. The first thing that should have been looked at was the water. And here's the thing. That other couple that went missing the same day, that is the first place they looked, was the water. And they found them. There they were, you know, end of story. Why didn't they? What I don't get it. Which makes me think that there's something else that they're hanging on to that was done that they know about that may lead to this too. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
Roll in and end up on the top of her car at 14 feet. She didn't jump off a cliff and end up like in the Hollywood movies.
No.
It seems like she rolled and ended up just sinking.
All right.
Maybe something happened to her. I'm hoping that, and this makes it sound like sick or something.
I have a challenge for all of you. Go to the computer in your house, your mom's, your dad's, your sister, your brother's computer, and install Honey. Wait, Mom.
I'm hoping if she was rolling that she broke her neck before she drowned. I didn't want anybody to drown.
Right.
If she was going to pass, I hope there was no pain. I hope it was instantaneous.
Again,
and
the car didn't
with
have
God.
enough damage
Like,
for her to be rolling.
That's what I hope.
I know I can't. I could not imagine that. I mean, being stuck inside.
I definitely hope she
like
didn't
that,
drown
trying to
either,
get
because that's
out.
horrifying.
That's
Just thinking about it gives me goosebumps.
I know.
Thinking about the last 6 minutes of your life's going to be,
Yeah,
right?
that's horrifying.
So there's no trafficking ring.
Well,
Was the 200 to 300 people at a party possible? Yeah, possible. How many parties were there?
Yeah,
How many parties did they go to?
I don't know. I still come back to that thing of even if she managed to drive off in this water herself, somebody had to have seen
Right.
which way she went.
Yep.
There's no way everybody leaves at the same time, but everybody just mysteriously overlooks this one vehicle that's going the wrong direction on the road. I mean, somebody had to have seen her.
Here's the other thing too: is if she was driving and there was 300 people there, and she went down that way and drove into that water herself, nobody saw that behind her. Nobody said, "Holy shit, that chick just drove into the fucking lake," and decided to stop and call somebody or do something. Come on. That's what I'm saying. Nobody saw that. That's absolutely correct what she's saying. Somebody saw something. Somebody saw that. Somebody knows about it. If that's the case, and that's what happened. Period. I know that they did. That's bullshit if they say they didn't.
They were following each other. If this happened when they left the party at the mass exodus, somebody saw something.
Exactly.
But somebody kept driving.
That's what I'm
Right.
saying.
Why?
If
Because
everybody left at 12:30 and she went into the water at 12:33 because that's when her phone cut off, that's 3 minutes. She was 3 minutes ahead of somebody. Somebody had to have seen that.
I don't even think she left the campground until 12:30.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That would only give her 3 minutes.
Now, take this into consideration. If they all left at that time together, okay, there was a caravan of cars. Which means there would have been cars in front of her and cars behind her. Again, going back to what I'm saying, nobody watched that one car turn off into the lake. Come on. The people in front of her would have seen it, and the people behind her would have seen it. Multiple cars behind her would have seen it. Multiple cars behind her would have seen it. If she had 8 cars coming behind her per se, each one of them would have seen it. Because if the car would have drove down into the water, it doesn't just go right underwater. It takes time to go under the water, you guys. Time for people to watch this car sink. If there's that many cars following behind, more than 8 for sure. Okay? I'm sure she wasn't the first or the last vehicle to leave. So she's right in the middle somewhere, I'm sure. And all of these cars are probably behind her. Nobody saw it. That don't make sense. That's why I'm telling you, I don't think that she left in that fashion. Well, here's the thing. That isn't the way that she probably came in, Becca. But there's a reason why everybody decided to leave so harshly at 12:30 or whatever time it was. I'm thinking that's possibly a back way out of there. Maybe police were coming. Maybe somebody said, "Hey, the cops know we're here. Let's get out of here." It's there's too many people here, which is very grand possibility with that many people being there. Somebody probably seen that and said, "Hey, there's a bunch of kids over here, and this is not good." Blah blah blah. You might want to send somebody. So if the cops were coming, maybe they took a back way out, which is that direction. That's what I was thinking. And that's what I don't know, Becca. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if they all went that way or not. But I would want to venture to say that at least one other person or 2 other people may have gone that direction, not just her by herself. Why would she be the only one to go that direction? You know what I mean? That's very far-fetched and hard to believe that she's the only one person out of all those people to go that direction. That's why I think that there's possible foul play involved with this situation, because it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't. Not in that sense. It doesn't at all. So, let me bring this up here real quick. It's coming up on it real quick. And I don't want you guys to miss this. All right, give me a moment here. 6 minutes, guys. 6 minutes, Dougie Fresh, we're on. I really want to hear what they have to say, and I want you guys to as well. Right. Exactly, Becca. Exactly. 3 minutes. I mean, unless somebody else was in that car with her, they waited until everybody was leaving, and then at that point in time decided to, now that everybody's gone, let's dispose of this. If that was the scenario, let's dispose of the car and her when nobody else is around. Okay? Because I'm sure there was a few cars that stayed there. They said that there were some people that were going to be camping there, so on and so forth. So if there was a few cars that stayed there, nobody would look at it any differently than that. That this is just another vehicle. If they had her in the back seat, slumped down, you couldn't really see what was going on. They waited, give it some time. Everybody's out. All right, let's do it and get the hell out of here. That could have been another situation too. They all left at 12:30. So yeah, right. See, I don't think 3 minutes, unless they went. Here's the other thing. If everybody else went out the other direction, this was a back way, and they took her, and in that 3 minute period of time, that direction, yes, that would have definitely worked. But there's no way if there was multiple people around. You're absolutely right. Come on, someone had to see her go in. Something is still, yeah, absolutely, Sam. Her phone turned off at 12:33. Right. That's not to say that they didn't turn her phone. Somebody didn't turn her phone off. It wasn't the water that did it. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. And then, if everybody went the actual way out of the park, took off through the main entrance, they went the other direction. We got to get rid of her. Let's go down through here. Nobody's going to see anything because all the attention is drawn to the other end of the place where the, the actual entrance and exits are. That's where everybody's paying attention to. Nobody's looking at what's going on over here. There's your time. Because I'm going to venture to say it's going to take at least, if they let that car roll down the hill that way, per se, and it flipped over once it hit the water and it's going to drop, it's going to take, 10, 15 minutes for it to go completely underwater. And that's the thing. They don't know yet, Becca. They haven't pulled a phone. They haven't said anything yet. That's what I want to know about. That's why this is all speculation until something comes out. Sam Case says, oh, there's definitely foul play here and no tire tracks. Common sense, people think. And why is Sammy in Montana? Yeah, they're saying that Sammy went to Montana to get ready for college. Or to go to college. That's what's being said. But again, her mother's an attorney, her father's a PI. Her mother knows the laws, so does her father. They probably took her the fuck away from here. To keep her away from being able to be interviewed, to keep her away from the situation in itself. Why did she leave before knowing that anything was found? She at one point she was all about this case. Remember, they had her out in front. Bring your kids to me. Let them tell me what's going on. You bring your kids here and you go as far away as you can so they don't see you and you don't see them. Let them give me the information that they know about this, so on and so forth. And then boom, then she's gone because her parents realized, I think, that she's involved in this somehow and they got her the fuck out of here so that she's not incriminated because they probably realized that she's not smart enough to not talk to somebody because somebody's going to give it, say, hey, we'll get the truth out there, Sammy. We'll make sure that you're not accused of anything. Do an interview for me. And then they ask her questions. They know that she's probably going to slip up and kabam, incriminate herself. That's the big thing right there is that I want to know about for sure, Beck. And I'm hoping that they touch on that with this stream over here with AWP. If she's found in the back seat, that says a whole different thing. That's a completely different story, especially if she was strapped in with a seatbelt. That's complete, total third party. Okay? Period. There's no two ways to look at that. She's obviously not going to strap herself in the back seat and try to drive down the fucking hill into the, unless she's committing suicide. I doubt that very, very highly, guys. I'm sorry. Yes. That's why I want to know if AWP broke the driver's side window out. Yeah. And that's another one too, Becca. If she went into the water, was still conscious, or became conscious again, maybe she tried to climb out through the back and ended up in the back seat, and it was too late that the water overtook her. Oh no, it's true, Cece. There's nothing to say or sorry about. That's a fact. If anybody is, well, you know, from what I can tell from Mags, she seemed like she is one, very young, but is one.
When pain says, I'm here.
All right, guys, I think it's coming up here.
I say, so are they.
Come on, let's get through the video here.
Aleve, who do you take it for?
Announced by authorities
Here we go.
once their investigations are complete. Please understand and respect this is a highly active investigation by the FBI and multiple local sheriff's departments. We are limited to the scope of details we can release.
We began our search for Kiely at Prosser Creek Reservoir on August 21st at 10:40 a.m. We placed 2 sonar boats in the water. By 11:15 a.m., Nick detected an object with cutting-edge Garmin sonar technology. I was able to then confirm that it was, in fact, a vehicle in roughly 14 feet of water and only 55 feet offshore. After marking the vehicle with our magnet, Nick suited up in his dive gear and conducted the dive to formally identify and assess the vehicle, with me running OTS comms topside. Once we confirmed it was indeed Kiely's vehicle, we immediately notified family, law enforcement, and Dad and Grandpa were on scene within minutes. Please refer to our episodes for search investigation that we conducted. These episodes will be released very soon. Again, this takes time to edit. We will need to put these together in an appropriate way in order to respect law enforcement as well as the family. Those should be out, I would estimate, probably within the next week or so.
I agree, Sam.
The Placer County Sheriff's Department, Nevada County Sheriff's Department, the entire Placer County Sheriff's dive team has been incredible to work with. We understand that the resource we provide with our unique skill set is rare, and it is an honor to help agencies and families all across the nation. We will be working together with authorities here to share this knowledge over the next couple of days. It is always our mission to promote and share the techniques we utilize so that our purpose can help as many people as possible.
That's what I'm on right now, Fupa. This
We'd
is
like
them.
to thank all of our supporters. We can't thank all of you enough for your donations and putting us in this position as we continue to grow and help more families. Simply watching our episodes, liking, sharing, subscribing, and following our social media platforms enables us to do what we do. So thank you all for putting us in this position.
Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It helps us help families, and it's free. It's free to subscribe.
Please do that, guys, if you can.
Additionally, we would like to acknowledge the incredible support from law enforcement agencies across the U.S., including the FBI.
This is it right here,
We
you guys.
hope to continue our efforts.
Isn't this it? I was on it, I thought. Yeah, this is it. That's what I was just on, you guys. You guys, what happened? You guys got me confused.
Everyday messes.
That was
And
what
if
that's
one clean out your
AWP right
today-
there. What we were just watching. Come on.
I can't.
Come on.
My toes.
Turns out, it is hard walking a mile in someone else's shoes.
And it turns out the General is a quality insurance company.
support, we would not be able to do what we
Yeah,
do.
this is it right
So,
here. This is
thank
what
you
we
guys.
were.
Thank you guys as a team. We appreciate all your hard work on the road. It's not easy. You know, we travel across the entire nation, day after day, state after state, city after city, helping family after family and agency after agency. And it's a lot of hard work when we're out here and we're trying to do something that hasn't been done before. And thankfully, we're in the position to do so because of you guys and all of you at home.
Thanks, guys.
We will be taking the next 2 days to properly debrief, decompress, and prepare for our next case, which is 22-year-old Jalissa Fuentes in Selma, California.
Please keep the Rodney family in your thoughts and prayers as we are. Hug your loved ones a little tighter and take the time to take time, as we never know when it will be our last opportunity to do so. I hope, as tragic as this outcome turned out to be, that this will carry on so that we are able to help the next family like we did here. Thank you.
At this point, we mentioned earlier, you guys are free to use anything that we've shown in this video in your own news reporting. We'd also like you guys to take consideration that we are fielding a lot of requests for interviews. We will process them as we do get to them. Again, we thank all of you for putting us in this position. It wouldn't be possible without you. I know we say that enough, but at the end of the day, we're just normal guys put in the position by you. Without your support, well, you know, none of this would be possible. So thank you. I think maybe we have a few questions that are coming in right now. If we can field those from Jared, who's on there. We can add a few bit more of information on this before we end it. Give me a second, guys. Please be patient.
Mental health, emotionally trying.
You know, I'm always focusing on our team and our mental state, our emotional state. This is Nick's first solved case that he's been a part of. Devin, as well as Kevin, and we focus on the positive. As tragic as this is, you know, I always drill home to these guys to focus on what we're doing. We're providing answers for families. We're helping law enforcement close cases. That's a positive thing. We can't allow ourselves as professionals as we become to get caught up in some of the other things that aren't going to benefit us to get caught up in. So we're focusing in maintaining our mental focus on the positive aspects of what it is that we do, which is providing answers. Yeah. Again, please, I'd like to encourage each and every one of you, if you have not done so already, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's free.
Yeah, everybody, please do that if you would. This is an amazing
Again, servicing as a press release debrief. This is not a fully edited episode. Again, we could not release a lot of the details right away due to the climate surrounding this case. It is an ongoing, active investigation by the FBI, Placer County Sheriff's Department, and Nevada County Sheriff's Department. Please respect that they have to do their job. They have a lot of work to do, and the official identification of Kiely will come in the next few days, I'm sure. That will be made from the medical examiner. Please keep the Kiely family, Kiely Rodni's family, in your hearts, in your prayers. This is a healing time for them. Please respect that. Send them all the good vibes that you can. They need this in this moment.
All right, guys, where's the questions? I know they're not going to answer a lot, but they need to answer. They should be answering a couple. The video on here is so horrible. Was that it? Yes, this is horribly sad. And again, AWP is not going to be able to um, give a whole lot of details as right now until autopsy, um, law enforcement releases certain details. They can't because it is an ongoing investigation. So there is that um, for sure. Um, let's see if anybody else had anything. Looks like Ryan. Yeah, like I said, they can only answer so many questions, strikes, so that probably brings them down to just about none. That's exactly it. Thank you, Sam. Sam says, "Rest in peace, Kiely Rodni. You will be dearly missed, but never forgotten. Rest in peace." Just a sad, sad, sad situation, guys. Let me make sure there's no comments in here that were missed. Again, if you guys could please sub to their channel. It's free. There's nothing that they expect from you guys, but it helps. It definitely helps because they're gonna have obviously more situations, and we all support this. We all do in here. We support finding people when they go missing in the situation for sure. So it's not gonna hurt to sub to them by any means whatsoever, and I appreciate that myself. Now, where were we at with this? Let's see. Ryan says these people will be investigated over Kylie's car. I'm sorry. I don't know. Let's see what this is about real quick.
Before we start this video, I want to say that
very professional, CC. That's why I like them so much. They're being honest about it. They're trying to give the family time to grieve. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that, you guys. So we got to give them props for that. All right, let's see what Ryan has to say.
That I'm sending my prayers and love to Kylie's mom and Kylie's family and Kylie's friends. I would also like to say this to the YouTube community that has covered this little girl. It's sickening how some of y'all act and the stuff y'all say. For what? For followers? For donations? Dragging this stuff out, making crazy claims. When one person stands out and says something that could be helpful,
guys.
For YouTube views, you are a piece of shit. And I don't mean these panels who get on panels and actually talk about stuff. One panel I got on this week was fucking annoying. Every time I come on there to try to talk to people about the little girl to see where she possibly went, they act like fucking Gwen Stefani showed up and just fucking confetti's going everywhere and they're clicking fucking clapping buttons and talking about the super chat where people send money. That's fucking irrelevant. When there's a kid missing and there's somewhere that no one knows, that's what you should focus on. Not trying.
And he's absolutely right. I've watched probably 4 or 5 different panels that he went on talking about this because he really truly was trying to help find her. Okay, and all they cared about was the fact that he was on panel and wanted to ask him questions about this and questions about that has nothing to do with this case, and that was really kind of disgusting to me, you guys. So.
Damn super chat with the fucking famous guy who's here to talk. It should be about what your channel's for, and that's finding children. Or the other goofy asshole, the 45-year-old dude with the fucking Captain America shirt on, bouncing up and down the camera with his titties hitting him in the chin, saying Upchurch is on drugs. You're not talking about anything. You're chasing clout off a famous person, and you're attaching a 16-year-old missing girl to it. You know why? Because
that's Ryan Upchurch, Rebecca. He's a singer, rapper. He has a channel. He does a lot of the true crime stuff too. When people go, he did a lot on Summer Wells and this case and Gabby Petito, I believe. So he gets involved in these when it's one that he can and it interests him. And a lot of people take advantage of the fact that he's famous and that's all they care about. So it shouldn't be that way, not at all.
Piece of shit. Duh. The only true crime channel that I want to give a shout out to who has conversations like adults is Zav Girl. I like your channel. Now, moving on to the influx of comments I've gotten since we found out the horrible news that we did, and that was that sweet baby girl was found in her car in the water. And I see a very, very, very few amount of people saying, yeah, where's that apology to this person and this person for blaming them? I'm not giving them a fucking apology. They're more guilty now. What are you talking about? It's nobody's fault that you're goddamn dumb as fuck, okay? It's nobody's fault that you can't do 1 + 1 = motherfucking 2. Thank God Adventures with Purpose found this car so fast. Ever since this whole case started, I've been suspicious of the same exact people. Everyone has been calling me crazy, but even now, after they have found this car, I still think, and I more so think, that the same 3 people still have something to do with it. And them finding the car where they did solidifies what I think even more. Which explains why these 3 individual people have been freaking out on YouTube, have been freaking out on Instagram, have been freaking out everywhere. The chick that I got on last night and said, you know something about this. I know you do. She started crying and got off the live. I'm staying on their ass for a reason. I'm seeing these.
I just wanted to say thank you for having me on the show. I cannot take any more of this verbal. I cannot take any more of this verbal abuse.
You're trying to bullshit, lady. Shut up.
Well, and she, I mean, why'd she leave? That's kind of telling something. Yeah, that's
he knows, bro. The Ronnie Jones dude. Nobody has been able to identify who the fuck this dude really is.
the same person that was there before they ran you off the internet.
Oh yeah, same person.
The Ickmel dude or whatever the fuck his name is. He's the one who was editing the videos for him.
Oh, definitely it matches now.
And putting together these fake bullshit lies to cover up something. As soon as I noticed it, I called him out, and the dude freaks out and he's telling me, "Get off the camera."
Or maybe you're on substances, just my opinion. I don't know. But you need to like turn off the camera.
Even if I was doing drugs, I'm smarter than you dumb fuck. This whole time I've been wondering, what are they trying to cover up? How do you make this make sense? Now that AWP has found the car, everything makes sense. The Ronnie Jones dude got on Ickmel's show claiming to know all this stuff about this party. Watched the Kiely girl all night at this party. Seen Kiely drunk, seen her fucked up. His buddies brought cocaine to the party. They were older dudes. This is the Ronnie guy that claims he was at the fucking party. Which, according to him, he brought cocaine for everyone. Then Ickmel is like, dude, he was not at the party. And I'm like, yes, he was. Listen to your interview. He says he was. Then this other person pops up who's like 27 to 30 years old, taken up for the random Ronnie guy. And I'm like, who the fuck are you? It's the Zanime lady with purple hair.
I do not know where the little girl is.
Why are you so defensive?
And then why are you bringing all of this up?
Because, bitch, you were in Truckee. You're on here lying right now.
And here's the thing.
I said stuff I didn't say.
This girl, this woman, okay, Zanime, whatever the hell her name is, I've been watching what he's been saying, Ryan. He's been pulling facts, guys. Straight facts, okay? He's a little whack. You know, he gets excited. It is what it is because it's the truth. And he don't like being lied on. He don't like when people lie about things. She made it a point to go live. She was never around anywhere before until this happened. And boom, all of a sudden she appears, right? For whatever reason, she decides to go with a canoe and her dog down to Prosser Reservoir, where they just found the car. Not after they found the car, but afterwards. Why are you there exactly where they found the car in your canoe looking around? That made me like completely suspicious. That's why I'm showing this to you guys. The whole thing. Exactly, Fupa, exactly. He is. He absolutely is, Becca. He really is. He's got a 16-year-old sister. That's why he said he got so involved in this one.
Hey, that's what criminals do. And I got the Xanax May lady being like, Ronnie was not at the party. And I'm like, why are you yelling Ronnie wasn't at the party? Now you're doing it, and the YouTuber's doing it, and apparently none of y'all know each other, but now this YouTuber is editing videos to cover up for y'all's lies. I don't understand, but now I do. Ronnie Jones was the older guy who brought the drugs to the party. That's why all the kids were like, yo, there was older people there. It was sketchy. They brought hard drugs. Xana May, the purple-haired chick, was also there. She has a video saying she took a video of the other party. Adventures with Purpose said there was 2 parties. They searched and looked around where both of these parties were. Something bad happened to the little girl. They're not from around there. They freaking get the car. They dump the car off into the water, unknowingly that the water goes up and down the water level. That's why it's where it's at. Do you realize if it didn't rain for 3 weeks, you would have seen like the whole top of the car?
Thank you very much.
Do you think a local is going to put the car where someone's going to find the car? Exactly. I found a bullshit video of this Xana May girl going out there with a fucking kayak.
Watch
On her
this.
shit, she claims she's going to look for the Kiely girl. Do you really think she's going to look for the Kiely girl? No. Put 2 and 2 together. She was already there. That's how she has the video of this other party, which puts her there. If she acts like she's going to Truckee for 1 fucking day and makes a dumb YouTube video being like, look, guys, I'm getting
This is her before they found her, by the way, coming up. Watch.
my canoe out. Look where she's at in the canoe. It's in Prosser Reservoir. Why do you think she's there? Because she heard AWP was coming to search for the car. So she had to go back there and make sure that there was nothing that led back to her with the car.
There she is.
Well, guess what? They found it, dumbass. Anything she drops or any sign of her being there would have an alibi, because if they're like, hey, well, we found something of yours here. Why is it here? Oh, I came here to Truckee to look for Kiely. When really you fucking did.
Some people, I'm put it this way, okay? When some people get excited and they're compassionate about things, it's just the way they are, okay? It just comes out that way. You're absolutely right. It does not define their character and the story.
Didn't. And I know why your fat ass brought that canoe out there. I ain't stupid. You brought the canoe out there to go out there to see if the fucking car was visible. And at the same time, giving your fat ass an alibi in case they found one of your nasty ass cigarette butts, ugly bitch. Of course you think Ronnie's real, dummy. You have to. You know why? Because if you don't, you're going to be in real deep shit. And what did Ickmel do? Ickmel edited and helped y'all try to cover it up. Now he's an accomplice to your bullshit. And that's why you couldn't watch the video yesterday. Because in the beginning, I talked about something that fucking mattered. And that's Kylie's mom going to sleep crying for her daughter. Because of you, bitch, and your friends. It all makes sense now. And anyone can go back and watch. You motherfuckers put yourselves there with y'all's own words. And now y'all got some splaining to do. A whole lot of splaining. Oh, and by the way, AWP, nice fucking job, dude. It's very sad that that little girl was inside of it. I wish she wasn't. I wish she was alive. But I'm very grateful that there was 2 guys who were willing to go out there and find it so the family can have closure. Y'all can do whatever the hell you want with the Hellcat. I don't care. I'm glad the family has closure.
And that's it. So, that being said, he obviously just has a very strong feeling about it. He was mad because the Xana May girl was lying, made up some other things, but he did do some investigating and found that the Ronnie guy, he went and pulled up Google Maps, went and found the house, you know, even brought it down to a damn pair of shoes, the different color, you know, white guy, black guy scenario, went out and found in the Ickmel lives in the same neighborhood that the Ronnie guy lives in, within a few houses. Like, it was kind of crazy. There's no way that stuff all falls together and is that what's the word? It doesn't happen that way, you guys. There's something didn't make sense, and I've been watching him on both sides of things. And she blatantly lied, completely blatantly lied. And he does get angry about things. I'll give him that, but it's because of the lying. The language. I'm not saying I agree with language like that all the time. I don't. But it's the way he reacts. Everybody has their own version of doing it. If he was doing it for not a good reason, then yeah, I would agree. Then it's probably not a great idea. Just watch this here, okay?
All right, Rose, and you're saying the sneakers photos. I just want to share this right here. All right, let's see. Okay, can you share my screen?
And when he first started talking to her,
sorry, let me go ahead and do it.
Yeah, thank you.
I got some.
When they first had the interview with Tony Dodge, okay, Ryan tried to give her the benefit of the doubt. He was trying to be polite, so on and so forth, and then some things got said that were way, way, way off, and that's where it came on. So, exactly, Becca.
Just coming in that the chat's on fire because Mr. Upchurch is in the house, and we're on fire right now. Thank you, Ryan,
Yes.
for
So
joining us.
this right here, these are the sneakers that you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then this right here are leggings.
Leggings? What do you mean?
Well, you say the Ryan is white, so.
It is. Look at the
But
shadow on the ground. Look.
Now, from the beginning, this girl has tried to disprove everything Ryan has said. For whatever reason, I don't know why, it doesn't make sense. Anything he said, she's gone opposite of to try to hide whatever it is, I think. Exactly. Right. So you watch it. I want you to see this one and then the other one. But like I said, she's tried to disprove everything Ryan has had to say about this whole case for whatever reason. And it seems like the closer he got to proving something, the more irritated she gets.
Look at the shadow on the ground.
Okay, but what about
The sunlight. Look at the sunlight and the shadow. That's going to be dark anyway. Look how big his cargo shorts are.
I'll be right back. I'm
It's gonna
refilling my
cast a
cup.
shadow. I can go on
Right.
Instagram and show you my leg casting the same
Okay.
exact shadow right now.
Okay, what about this? It's leggings or shorts? These are shorts, right? But these are leggings.
Why are
Okay,
those
so
leggings?
and then
Why are those
well,
leggings?
well, because to me it does not look like a white guy.
How
So
do you know?
what-
Look
I
at the
don't.
shadow. No, look. I work with
Yeah.
lighting. I
But you
work
cannot
with-
tell what kind of person is by the shadow. The
I'm
shadow is
trying
gray.
to tell you. I'm trying to tell you.
Okay.
I've been working with lighting for 7 years. Look at how distinct his shadow is on the ground versus the light. You see how different that is?
Yeah.
He is turned towards the shadow.
Okay.
Which is
Well, the
already
shadow doesn't reflect any light.
which is already making his leg darker.
Okay.
And
All right.
the
So
cargo shorts are making
you know
it even
what? There are a lot of white guys that go to tanning beds.
So if
So
I
let's
pull
do
up the
this
video-
one. What about this?
Okay. I'm looking at a hand that looks like mine, a tan hand.
Okay. All right. Well, that's
No,
the
no,
only
that's
that's
the
the only
leg.
two
No,
pictures I wanted to
yeah.
show. It's this one.
No, if you're gonna show that, you have to show the whole picture of the other leg that shows the entire leg. That shows
These
it white.
are the only ones that I have.
No, they're not. I can pull it up right now.
Well,
no.
Thank you for.
This is very interesting to me.
It shows his entire leg right here. Look. You see both legs. You're showing me a small piece of a leg. I'm showing you a whole entire leg. You can't fake a whole entire leg.
Yeah.
Look. Right here. If you keep going in the video, right here, you have two insanely white legs.
I can't see it.
You can't see this?
It's on the phone.
Are you
I
serious?
can see it. I can see it. Yeah.
So this is from his. What if it's a shadow?
What
Or
do you
sunlight.
mean? It's a white
What if it's
leg.
sunlight?
What do you? It's a white
Or what
leg.
if it's a sunlight? I think we just need to have Ronnie. I think we'd have Ronnie to actually come in here.
Honey,
We need to get Ronnie on. Yeah, Ronnie, call
We
us.
need to get Ronnie on.
It doesn't.
Yeah, let's have Ronnie call
go
us.
in the sun, it doesn't turn them white.
Yeah, we need to have Ronnie
Hey,
call
Ryan,
us.
Ryan, let me ask you, Ryan, and like I said, I appreciate you being here, Ryan. I really do. We may not all agree, but it's okay to disagree. I don't. I mean, maybe
Do you
it's
think
that we'll
this is
find.
a white? Do you think this is a white leg or no?
Man,
I
honestly,
don't-
I
I don't know.
I'd say white. I don't know.
But I don't know. It's
That's what I'm saying.
Common sense.
All
Right.
right,
That's
now
what I'm saying. Give us some substance.
There's missing people in the cake.
let me get to this.
Picture.
With who?
I had a comment.
that.
Somebody said that. Somebody says that dude on the phone was Ronnie. Was that right?
It was.
that was not Ronnie. That was not Ronnie.
Okay, you see how she's going against everything that's being said? Now watch this.
Before we start this video, I want to say that I'm sending.
1 second, guys. Hold on. Let me find it. Let me find it. One second. There's another one. Where's it at? No, not even remotely funny. Okay, here's the next one. Now watch this video. This is where it gets rough, okay? And this is the one that pissed him off because she blatantly, again, lied. Okay?
Why did you just lie and say that I said you killed your dog? That's a lie.
No,
Well,
that's
you're
why-
already lying. Why are you already lying?
Please explain.
I'll let you handle this, Anna.
I said you killed your dog. Why are you lying?
Your community has been attacking me.
All right,
Then
what
your
kid? What
community
kid?
is
Why are
deriving
you
your.
lying?
I'm
Why
not
are you
lying.
lying?
I am
Why
not
are you
lying.
lying saying I killed your dog? Or you killed your dog? Why?
Go ahead and answer it, Anna Mae. You're saying you said. Go ahead.
I
No, go ahead
said,
and answer
I
it,
said
Anna Mae.
your community
Nope. That ain't what you said. Nope. You're lying.
mentioned that Ryan said that Santa Mae killed and buried her dog at the campground.
Why are you lying? There's no video of that being said. You are putting false information on Tony Dodge's page. You have no content. You're a fucking nobody. Why are you
Okay.
here lying
Wait,
for the other people?
I'm being extremely respectful to you right now. Why are you
It's
yelling
not
at me?
about respect. It's about finding a little girl, dude.
Yeah.
Are you fucking stupid?
Oh, of course.
All right, let's see. Rumble, what's up, Rumble? Lunch break, welcome. All of this doesn't matter. She was found dead in her car. Unless they think someone killed her and rolled the car into the lake, I don't think that happened. I'm kind of going that direction a little bit because, no, of course she didn't kill her dog, and he didn't say that, but welcome, Rumble. I got a theory, and I want to wait and see what happens. I want to wait and see what happens with. He calls everybody dude strike. That's just how it is. I want to wait and see what happens with the autopsy and things like that, you know, before I push my theory. So I'm just showing you a couple other options because there was other people involved in this that were, for whatever reason, there's cover-ups is what I'm trying to show you guys. I think that Ronnie was the guy that brought the drugs there, that they're, for whatever reason, they're going to find somehow that she is linked to him, okay, and Ickmel, and that's why this was all being covered up, in my opinion. and you're welcome to your opinion, Strike, as always. You know, everybody is. So hopefully, Becca, because it is a high profile case, the autopsy shouldn't take that long. We should know within a few days, I'm hoping. Like I said, we're gonna all have to wait on the toxicology report, of course, but the autopsy should be a few days max. Yeah, autopsies don't take very long. Now, I don't know if they're going to release any of the autopsy until after they get the toxicology back or not. Yeah, it literally just takes a few days for the autopsy tops, but the toxicology is a long time. Weeks, months, sometimes it can take up to months. It just depends. You know what I mean? It depends on what they're looking at and what they're looking for, and what they find. You know, then they have to go back and they have to do this and that. But yeah, it doesn't take long at all for the autopsy. Literally a matter of days. So, but again, I cannot promise you guys that they're going to release anything at all from the autopsy until the toxicology comes back. That has happened in the past. So,
of course, it's about finding a little girl.
Tony.
Now, none of this does truthfully matter, but it does in a way, because if it was due to drugs that this all went down, these people need to be prosecuted for that, for bringing the drugs in, and then for covering it up, and so on and so forth. That's why I'm leaning into this a little bit too. The biggest part of the whole thing is that yes, she's deceased in her car in the water. She's been found. I still think Sammy has something to do with it, but welcome back, Captain Random.
Are you serious, bro?
Ryan,
are you
this is
letting everybody here see that you have this much not common sense?
Ryan, relax. Take a deep breath. Okay, I got nothing against you, Ryan. Just relax. Okay, relax. No, Ryan, look, Ryan, just take a deep breath. Okay, no, just relax, man. Relax.
Everything's fine.
Ryan, I'm worried about you, my friend. I love you, man. I love you. You're as a.
You don't know me. Why are you worried about me?
Listen. Ryan, I know you're a good guy. I know you are. I know you're passionate.
Your community is worried about you as well.
Ryan, let me talk to Ryan. Ryan, I get it. Hey, hold on, Ryan. I get it, man. I respect you. I love you. I know you're very passionate. Hey, I respect you for that. No, relax, Ryan. I get it, man. I get it. You're worked up. You're passionate. Just take a deep breath. Nobody's here to. No, you're okay, man. It's okay.
I know.
I love you. I respect you.
Why can't one person answer one question?
This is the problem with this whole live stream right here. He's all upset because she won't answer the damn question, and they prove why when she drops off the stream. Then Tony changes his tone and this and all that stuff. There's nothing wrong with the way Ryan is getting so worked up because they won't answer the question. I'm sure you guys, one or two of you or some of you have seen this live stream, but you'll know why.
All right, let's let her answer this. Okay, Xana, man, what's going on? Did he say this or not? Just let's get to it. All right.
There are quite
or no?
a few comments. I did not actually hear him say this.
Okay, so
but there are a lot of comments.
There it is, right there. She didn't hear him say this, but she said he said it. That's all he wanted to hear, and then she plays into it. You know, she's avoiding the actual answer itself. It's pathetic.
Okay, Xana May, you were wrong. No, okay, Ryan's pissed. Xana May, you just have to admit that he didn't say that. You said he said it. He didn't say it.
So rather than put you guys through this, you guys have seen all of these things. On down here, okay, they gave her the option to show where she supposedly heard this or what was said. She pulls it up. She scans through it. She brings it up to the point where it's going to show just what she's saying. He says to play it from the beginning. She don't want to do that. So he pulls it up. They play it from the beginning, and out of nowhere, she goes, okay, I'm done, and drops off because it's going to tell the truth. She was blatantly lying. That's all it is. So, of course not. That's not the way you do things, Strike. But at this point, she lied on him and made him look like a fool, or tried to. That's why he was so pissed off. So, again, you don't have to like him. You don't have to agree with him. It's just showing that this person here was lying, period. Complete liar about the whole situation. And I do think that she's linked with Ikmel and the what's his name guy, because he linked it all together. That's what he's so fucking excited about. So there it is. But anyway, Well, of course it doesn't. Nobody's agreeing with him on that. And he, in this interview, he goes in and he does apologize after she drops off and says, I apologize to everybody for getting so worked up, but he is passionate about the scenario. He doesn't like to be called a liar. He doesn't like to have things made up about him. I don't blame him. He is, famous. That does affect his career. So, I get that. Not saying I condone it. I'm just saying I understand what he was doing. Okay. Everybody handles things in a different way. Maybe it wasn't the best way, but in the end, it came out. It showed proof that he was completely 100% right. So it is what it is. Moving on. I'm not saying that exactly. He did, and he apologized for the way he blew up and everything. So it is what it is. Oh, lots of them. What's up, Mr. Whistle? Lots and lots of people have been cussing. So it is what it is, But like I said, now it's a waiting game. We're going to be waiting a little while here to see what happens with the autopsy. If they do release it, you guys, I'll be surprised. I don't think they're going to release partial details. I don't think they want to, because people take that and run with it, and it causes more problems. So that being said, I'm going to venture to say that it's going to be a while. They're going to obviously push it to make it happen faster, to get the toxicology report released, but we'll see what happens with that. Yeah, she is pulling the victim cord as always, and that's ridiculous. So I do agree with you on that one, Fupa, for sure. Good to have you here, Whistle. Good to have you here, buddy. Oh, I know, Rumble. And he already said, he said, I'm probably going to get sued. I don't care. If we find a little girl, that's all that matters to me. So be it. So be it. Do your thing. You know what I mean? I get it. It is what it is. People do this. This is all about Kiely Rodni. It's not about Ryan Upchurch. It's not about Anime. It's not about Tony Dodge or anybody else that's lying. It's about Kiely Rodni. Now, I do feel that these things need to be known to help with prosecution if there needs to be. I think Sammy, Anime, Ronnie, Ikmel, they need to be looked at to make sure that none of these people are linked to this scenario, or when it does come down to, where'd the drugs come from? Where'd the alcohol come from? Who did this? Who did that? That's all I'm saying. So that's where we're at with this, you guys. Does anybody have any comments, or would anybody like to come up and talk about this on the panel today by any means? I'm sure probably not, but you guys have that option. You're more than welcome to jump up here and make comments, talk about what you feel. I always give you guys that option. So let me know, and we will get it rolling, guys. If not, you can make your comments in the chat, just as always. That's, Fupa said, there's definitely something sketchy with Zanime, whatever her name is, Ikmel, and Ronnie. I do agree with that. They found her in water. Yeah, Edward, they did find her in her vehicle upside down in 14 feet of water, sir. About 200 yards from the campground where she was at the party at. Unfortunately. That's what this whole live stream has been about, bro. I know you just jumped in. It's not your fault, buddy. At all. Absolutely, Rumble. Absolutely. I still have a feeling that, again, very high, strong feeling, I should say, that Sammy's involved. I think that there is a cover-up of sorts that involves Ronnie, Xanamax, and Ikmel in a way. They make money off their channels, and they try to make, I agree with you, Rumble. I do. Absolutely. Sammy's definitely hiding something. Sammy is in hiding right now as well. So, no, unfortunately, Becca, there has been nothing new with Summer. Sad as it is, I really wish there was. That's the one that really, I've been pretty deeply into that one for quite a while, but there's nothing new. It's all just disgusting. It really is. The last thing that popped up was that letter from Dawn to the kidnappers, which is a bullshit lie. So, no, absolutely, Lance, absolutely. So there is a new one again, you guys. I really do wish Summer would be found to give the little girl some closure, you guys. I don't care what happens with her family because I know that they were highly involved. I do. So, and I hope that they get prosecuted to the full extent of the law when they do find it out. It's fucked up. Going all the way back to Gabby Petito, that's when I really, really did get highly involved in these. I followed them on and off for a long time, but the Gabby Petito case kind of really locked me in on this stuff. And I don't know. In Summer, I was kind of following up with Gabby and Summer at the same time. They finally solved Gabby, and then Summer, I got to focus all my attention on that. They should not even be put in the category as being parents, Poopa. I'm sorry. They make me sick. Their voices and their faces both make me sick. It's disgusting. I don't know, bud. I don't know, Lance. It's crazy. Yeah, the Gabby one really locked me down pretty hardcore, you guys. It did. It was just crazy, and I could not get away from that one at all. I tried to focus more on Summer at that time because of what was going on with it, and I couldn't put any more time in because I wanted to know the deal. And I still think there's other things that have come up recently about that case. And obviously he was a piece of shit. Again, another life cut short that never got to start. You know what I mean? Never got to start. Ridiculous. And there's so many of them, you guys. There's so many of them. Young people missing, children missing. It's just unbelievable. Completely unbelievable. And it's very sad. I wish there was more that I could do, obviously, but there's not. So, but I'm going to be looking into the Josetta, the 22-year-old case as well that just popped up, and see what comes from that. And continue to watch Summer's case, of course, and follow this one as well until it's prosecuted for sure. Absolutely for sure. By the way, is my subscribers only on over here in chat? You guys, can you see that? Oh yeah, Kaneka for sure. Definitely bad friends. I'm saying. I mean, I can't. I think I pronounced her name. The Jenkins girl. That's what I say. But yeah, that one was kind of crazy too. The freezer thing. It's crazy. There are some crazy people, you guys, and we're surrounded by them. They walk the streets with us. They're in the grocery stores with us. They eat dinner with us in restaurants. It's scary as shit. That's why we got to stick together. Just saying. And if you would, yes, Lance, I agree. If you guys would, please all send your prayers and good vibes to Kiely's family. There's a lot of pain that they're dealing with right now, and they can use every prayer that they can get, guys. It's a horrible situation. Okay, Lance, we can do that. I can do that at least. It was a good idea, Lance, and thank you very much for that. And all of you that did it, I appreciate that as well. All right, guys. Well, good live stream. I appreciate you guys all that are here. I didn't even notice who wasn't here. It looks like quite a few people didn't jump in that normally would, but that's okay. I appreciate all of you that were here, Miss Cece, Fupa, and everybody else that jumped in today. I will be live tonight for the After Charlie after party. As always, Charlie's going live tonight, so as long as it's not super duper late, I should say, I will be doing that. And then probably again in the morning. I'm going to continue to follow this case as things unfold and see what goes on. If anybody's got any questions or for anything for me before I go shut down for the day, please throw them out right there. What's up, Petals? It's okay. You're always welcome to go back and watch it. I just appreciate the fact that you thought to come on in here, and I appreciate having you here, Petals, so much. Thank you. Again, for all of you guys that were here, thank you so much for sticking around, watching everything with me. You know, prayers and good vibes, sending over to the family. I appreciate that as well, guys. So I'm going to get moving with my day. I hope you guys all have a great, awesome, amazing day. Hug your loved ones a little tighter, guys. Take care of each other. I will see you guys soon. I love you guys to death. Have a great one. Bye-bye.